Hello and welcome to Chapter 2, Lesson 7. Today we're going to be talking about adding 3-digit numbers. So that's numbers that have digits in the hundreds place, 736 or 127, right? Those are all 3-digit numbers, 1, 2, 3 digits. When you add, you may need to regroup. We talked about this last lesson where we could group 10 ones and trade them out for 1 10, or group 10 tens because it's worth the same as 100. Okay, so we're going to regroup means to rename a number using place value is what it's kind of talking about. So let's give this a try. Example 1. During a week trip to Vermont, the Wildlife Club saw 127 wrens, a wren is a type of bird, and 58 eagles. How many wrens and eagles did the Wildlife Club see? We're going to find 127 plus 58. Our first step is going to be to estimate our numbers here. So we'd say 127 is really close to 130. Now, if you chose 100, would you be wrong? No, of course not. We're estimating. We just want to pick numbers that are close. And I would say 58 is close to 60. Okay, so now if I were going to find what is 130 plus 60, I'd add my tens. 3 and 6 makes 9, and 100. So I should get an answer that is close to 190. Right? But what if you chose 150 or 60 for these? Let's say we chose 160. We did it to the highest digit. So then our estimate would be 160. Let's see if that one would work too when we find our final answer. So here we go. Now we're going to find the actual answer. So we're estimating to make sure that our actual answer makes sense. It's kind of a good check. So first we're going to add the ones. We always start in the ones place. 7 and 8. 7 ones and 8 ones make 15 ones. Now I can regroup 15 ones as 1 10 and 5 ones. Right? If I write the number 15, I have 5 ones and 1 10. So my 5 ones get to stay in the ones column. But my 110 has to go next door to the tens column, making that trade. I have 10 ones, but I'm going to put them together and make them be 110. Okay, so now I'm going to add my tens together. 1 and 2 makes 3. 3 and 5 makes 8. Okay, 1 and 0 makes 1. So our answer is 185. 185 is close to the estimate of 190. Is 185 also close to 160? Yeah, it is pretty close, isn't it? So they do make sense. The answer is reasonable. 128 plus 58 makes 185. So the Wildlife Club saw 185 wrens and eagles. Let's try another. So this little bit up top says, you can write a number sentence to find the unknown or the missing number, right? In the previous problem, 185 was our missing number, our unknown. So that what it's talking about is right here. So let's read the question first, and then we'll kind of look at our number sentence and solving for the unknown. 1 box of butterfly nets costs $175. Another box costs $225. How much do the boxes of nets cost all together? Okay, so we're going to be adding here. So it says all together. That's our clue word for adding. We want to write a number sentence to find the unknown. So my number sentence is just going to be 175 plus 225 equals box. Or equals question mark. We don't know what it equals yet because we haven't solved it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to solve it. Here we go. 5 ones plus 5 ones equals 10 ones. We can regroup 10 ones as 1 10 and 0 ones. So 1 10 is going to go in the tens place, the tens column, and our 0 ones are left over after we trade in all of our 10 ones. Okay, now let's add our tens. 1 and 7 makes 8. 2 more makes 10. Now we have 10 tens, right? Because we were adding our tens together. We got 10 tens. Well, we can regroup 10 tens as 100 and 0 tens. 100 and 0 tens. Now I'm going to add the hundreds place. 100 plus 100 plus 200 is 400. 400s. Okay, so let's check for accuracy. We're going to use our friend, the commutative property. Our flip-flop friend, the commutative property. To check your answer, no matter in which order you add, the sum should always be the same. So over here we checked it, flip-flopping it. Here 175 was on top. Here 225 is on top. And we get the same answer of 400. So 175 plus 225 is 400. The unknown, our box up here, is 400. The nets cost $400. Don't forget your symbol, our dollar sign there. All right, let's try a couple more. Okay, so this is going to be the normal way that you see them without like a word problem and everything. So let's give it a shot. I have my ones column. 4 plus 7 makes 11. 11 has 1 10 and 1 1. So I'm going to regroup my 1 10 on top of the tens column, and I have 1 1 left over. Let's add our tens. 1 plus 6 plus 1 equals 8 tens. No regrouping there because 8 is a one-digit number. And 1 plus 0 is 1. There we go. And let's try number 2. 6 plus 9 makes 15. 15 can be split up to 5 ones and 1 10. So now let's add our tens together. 1 10 plus 5 tens is 6 tens. 6 tens plus 2 more tens are 8 tens. No regrouping there. 1 and 2 make 300s. So our answer is 385. 181. Now it says, why is it important to check for reasonableness? Because we don't want to just go too fast, right? I think that's what happens a lot of times. When we're adding things, we just get really comfortable. Like right now, this might be a little bit new to you, and that's okay. But once you start doing it, you'll be like, oh, this is really fun. And it just kind of becomes really natural because we do it so often. And so it's important to check for reasonableness so that we can make sure we didn't go too fast. We didn't add wrong. Okay, so like let's say this number is about 160 and 17 is about 20. Right? If I add that together, I get 180. This would be our estimate. Is our estimate close to our actual answer of 181? Yes, it is. And this number right here is about 160. This number is about 230. Let's see what we get when we add that together. 6 and 3 makes 9. 2 and 1 makes a 3. Should be doing this in a different color. Here we go. 390. Is that close to 385? Yeah, it is, isn't it? So that estimating, or using the commutative property where we flip-flop our add-ins, that's really going to help us to make sure that we did the addition problems correctly. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. And please let me know if you have any questions, if you need anything clarified, and we'll see you later.